Well. Hello out there. Welcome to the
happening.
20-year-old movie podcast. I am your host, the joke man, Sweet Baby J, the Motor City Motor Mouse, 6'3", 220, out of Detroit, Michigan, Joel Cullen Walkowski. Joining me as always is my co-host
and producer.
He really wants the world to know he edits audio.
Matt Anderson. Hey, how are we doing, guys? We've got a great episode planned for you today.
And we are joined by our guest, one of the greatest stage presences that I've come across in my decades of doing open mic comedy, the great Nick Naney.
Hello.
Big dog
Welcome,
at Over the
welcome.
Eight. Big
That's
dog
me.
at the Annoyance.
That's right. R.I.P.
If you want a
Double
place to
RIP.
make an impression, then close. Nick is your boy.
I'm your boy. Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on the new apartment.
Thank you so much. Joel just got me and my girlfriend an apartment, or he yeah, and I can't. It's so great. It's so cute. I love it. It's a 1.5 bedroom.
And you're
It's
all
so
set.
fun.
This is you're gonna be living by yourself. No roommates. And
Living with the old ball and chain. You
I
know,
love it.
You know, me and her. I'm gonna be Rig. She's gonna be Murtaugh. That's how it's gonna work out.
Great.
You know, she's
You guys were really cute together.
Oh, thank you.
I almost texted you guys like, you guys are so sweet.
Oh, thank you, baby. You know, we put on a show for you. But
Yeah, you rolled up like with gluten-free cookies, which is
Oh,
just
of
like the
course,
most
yeah.
thoughtful gesture.
Well, because it's my fault that Joel can't eat gluten. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. No, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Joel.
It's either Nick or my genetics, but it's Nick is at least partially.
Yeah.
But,
I'm the catalyst.
yeah.
I would believe I'm the catalyst.
Well, you know, at one of the aforementioned venues, Nick closed Over the Eight. We decided to do a pizza themed show, pizza celebration in retrospective.
Me and Joel used to be neighbors years ago, and I'd come over. We'd have some drinks. We'd have some weed. You know, we'd chill the freak out. And one time we were talking about, you think you could eat a pizza in a whole sitting? And we were both confidently like, yeah, of course. And then
Just backstory here, I did have a history of competitive eating. I won the USC eating championship. I won the eating contest at my work, beating a guy named Quincy, who once stated his wildest sexual story was, I once put a Twix inside a girl, then ate it. Nick, please continue.
All right, gross. Well, that can't be good for a vagina's health.
What? Vagina?
Chocolate bar put in somebody's pussy.
consider the
Does
caramel.
pussy like candy?
Consider the caramel.
What if you pulled it out and it was just the cookie
cookie
center?
part?
The cookie skeleton
yeah.
of the Twix.
Did I just make chocolate
Yeah.
milk?
The pussy's like, I can't eat gluten.
So, anyways, we decided to have a competition at Over the Eight where we would each eat a whole pizza and see who could finish it the fastest. And then we had John Bilancini give the keynote speech about the state of pizza. We had some other acts on it too, and then
someone did just normal stand-up, but the crowd was ravenous to see us
Yeah.
be ravenous.
Right.
yeah, and then we both shirtless on stage attempted to each eat a whole pizza. Joel finished his, I didn't finish mine,
Oh.
and then I got in trouble too because I bought a bunch of pizzas for the audience, and
You won
and
favor.
Over the Eight was very mad at me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
But now they're closed, so who won that one?
Right.
So yeah. And then a few days later, Joel started vomiting blood.
Well, I was worried because the next day I didn't shit at all. Like, I had about 10 pounds of
that'll
cheese
do it.
and flour. The next day it's like,
Oh, my- oh, no.
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Right.
What did you just do to your body?
Yeah, sometimes I don't digest food. I have that. Like, I weigh around 220, but if I don't digest, like, flour, I'll get up to, like, 240. Then I'll take, like... And, like, you have to just live your life. You can't tell people, like, yeah, I got a lot of bread in me right now.
Yeah.
That sounds like the most made-up excuse ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of bread in me right now.
No, There's a stoppage on my lower bowel tract. I can't do your bar show.
Yeah, and now Joel can't really eat bread.
Yeah, I can't do nothing. I don't drink. I did have a Domino's last night, but that was...
And you did have a slice the other day with us.
I've basically eat gluten. I just feel terrible all the
You're
time.
just saying fuck you to your body.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I don't care. I know I get to Saturday. All I'm going to have today is kombucha and iced coffee.
Well, just to unplug your butthole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get it going, yeah.
And really, like, it's holding me back in the bedroom. Like, I can't peg with this situation.
Okay, so what movie do we have this week? Great intro. We're talking Lethal Weapon 4.
I'm getting too pod for this cast.
That's the name of this episode. So the year was 1998.
That's right.
I had just been bar mitzvahed.
And I just moved out of the Arabic town side of Dearborn into the white town, and I was not adjusting well. Matt, what were you doing?
I don't even remember. I was in
Jeez.
school.
How old were you?
I was like a little boy. I was born in 86.
Okay.
So
We're all born in 86, right?
85.
Oh, what the fuck?
Sorry, but I just said I was bar mitzvahed, honey. Baruch Hashem. Yeah.
Gesundheit. So we are in my backyard right now, and like we're underneath like the window of this 95-year-old woman.
yeah,
And
she's
she's watching us right
popped
now.
out a few times.
She's getting too old for this cast.
And then I think it would be funny.
Man, if she came out and said that, she would break the internet.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Well, she has like dementia and Alzheimer's. Would it be a good bit if I just came out here and started dressing up like the devil?
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Yeah.
Like dedicate your life to just pray.
Keep the
All she
chain,
has
though.
is this window, so I got to make this the most entertaining window.
Keep the chain for some continuity. You can dress up as the devil.
Maybe some kind of giant insect. Really. Yeah, some kind of weird hallucination.
Yeah, maybe not the devil. That we'd have.
Devil's too on the nose, you know.
praying mantis.
What?
A velociraptor. Have you guys seen the flipping velociraptor?
No,
It's like an internet thing.
it's a flipping velociraptor.
Yeah, somebody just wears like a velociraptor outfit, and it looks like the little arms are always doing the thing. So
Yeah.
they'll just run around, and it looks really funny.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good
interesting.
one. Yeah, check it out.
So this movie came out July '98. So we are like 20 years.
Right on the
after.
dot. Yeah.
And Joel, you had not seen it?
I don't think I've seen it. Like
Really?
maybe in passing a little bit because some of the Chris Rock storylines seem familiar. If I'd seen this movie, it was for Chris Rock. Mm-hmm. So before we get into it, did you watch it, Matt?
Yeah, I've watched it. I don't think I've seen the first 3, which are arguably better, right? They're like a lot better, right? Somebody told me that, I think, and I was like, I'm good.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think 4 is my favorite.
Yeah?
Of the series. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's like definitely the most like. It's almost like the movies were adapted into a cartoon, and this was based on an episode of the cartoon. It's like it's very weird and it's just like wacky,
Right.
silly, and there's so many people in it. The poster is nuts. You know, like, you got Chris Rock, Jet Li, Rene Russo, Joe Pesci, Danny Glover. I mean, that's
And like it kind of opens on a boat, so they get the gone fishing allegory out of the way immediately. It is like very similar to the plot of Gone Fishing.
I've never seen that.
Joe Pesci, Danny Glover, they're old friends who wreck a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, right off the bat. And you got excited. I remember you texted us, group text, right off the bat. You're like, we got to spend at least 10 minutes on this shark. Joel has a shark on his wall.
Right.
And in a line in the movie is like, this wall, like the Pesci character, he's like, this shark look great on the wall.
I'm getting too shark for this wall.
Yeah. I had to try.
That was your Pesci?
Yeah. I had to figure it out.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. He does that a lot in these movies.
Yeah, whatever. He says that a million times.
It's so good.
Yeah, and they really just they give him a bowler cap and they give him the green light. He is acting in this one.
Yeah. I definitely own this on DVD, and I remember the DVD was like one of the first DVDs I got.
Yep.
And it was one of the DVDs where it was like Laserdisc, where you had to flip it halfway through the movie.
Oh,
which is nuts.
This is like the beginning of DVD.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah, I remember talking about it out front a little bit.
Yeah,
like they gave you DVDs with DVD players,
right,
back in the day, and this is one of those DVDs.
Yeah.
What was the first DVD you guys watched?
I think I sat outside 6 Days, 7 Nights with Harrison Ford
and Heche.
Yeah.
Just
want to watch him fuck.
I made a big deal about watching a DVD for the first time. I announced it to my family. I was like, we haven't watched a DVD before. And it was, the runner-up was The Hurricane. We went with Disney's The Kid. That's the first digital media I ever experienced.
Yeah.
So
I think Austin Powers maybe was the first
Ooh,
I saw.
Man,
at a
that's a
friend's
good one.
house. Yeah.
My big regret in comedy, aside from like never making any money or impact on, is
like 30 minutes later, he's done listing.
Yeah. Not having my parents proud of me, becoming emotionally distant, and not knowing how to relax on a free Tuesday night. I wish we'd done that worst stand-up show that I pitched you on, where I was going to host it with you in a slaughterhouse.
Oh God!
And you would
completely forgot
co-host
about
as
this.
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Okay, explain that a little bit.
I wanted to have the worst stand-up show I possibly could, so I wanted to set it in a slaughterhouse. I wanted to have a DJ who was just a guy revving a Vespa engine. So you'd be like, vroom, vroom, vroom. And then I was gonna host with Nick as Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby.
And I think I was just,
and I was gonna. It was gonna be on a very hot day, I think, and I was gonna be wearing like a crushed velvet suit and like.
Were you gonna be into it, or would you?
Of course, yeah.
yeah, we were gonna.
It's the worst stand-up show ever.
Yeah.
Of course, they have to.
And then book people to do like 25.
Yeah. Book people who you just saw at an open mic once. They do 25 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Louis B.
God, I haven't heard that name in so long. Jesus.
All right, so let's get into the movie. The year was 1998. John Benet Ramsey was
Dead.
still dead, but you could like.
What could you do?
You could jerk off to her memory.
Damn
Well,
it.
there goes
You
Joel's
can do it
Marvel
now.
Studios job.
Fuck, who's gonna direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3 now? I've never been personally affected by a Me Too story.
Uh-huh.
I've only been like sexually assaulted by real nobodies, But this one, the James Gunn story, hit home with me. Because I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and I named my car Baby Car after Baby Groot. Do I need to rename my car now after these James Gunn allegations?
Yeah, you might have to.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, James Gunn lost his job over some 2009 tweets. Some controversial tweets.
Well, he said that he likes it when children touch him in his silly place.
And Joel, what's your opinion on that?
This guy owns a ball pit?
I was
Now, being touched by children, is it illegal if the children touch you? Like, what if you just put a Lego in your foreskin? Are you good?
tough questions, Joel.
Wow.
a lot of good, tough questions.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get into the movie,
yeah,
right?
Matt-
Are we going to do the 1 minute synopsis?
Yeah.
Or you want me to do it?
I want you to do it. That's probably best. I can tell how much I like the movie by like how many times I watched it. Like it took me 4 sessions to like watch this movie.
All right. So all right. Well, 1 minute synopsis of this movie is we got 2 partners, they love their shenanigans. They You know, they
That's their Irish sons.
so the beginning of the movie, like, there's a guy doing like flamethrowers and like assault
I love
weapons.
that part.
Why? I don't understand why he was doing that, but
He's a terrorist.
he's a terrorist.
Is what he's doing
like-
illegal?
They didn't give him a lot of motive.
I think that was Michael Douglas in Falling Down mode, basically.
I didn't know the
They made
Iron
it seem
Giant had
cool.
other roles.
They made it seem cool when he turned up his cassette.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was like,
Yeah.
I want to fucking.
And he had a song about fire, right?
Yeah, he did. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was unclear, but you know, these cops are great at what they do. They take down this guy, and then they get promoted. You know, we don't want to wreck the city anymore. There's
Yeah.
too much damage happening. And we
You're
got.
driving through buildings.
They're driving through buildings.
Yeah.
They're not avoiding the people in those buildings.
No. But they do go, get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
They're going like 50 miles an
Yeah.
hour driving through like this architectural design place or something.
Right.
And they're just going, get out of the way. And people are like, oh, okay.
Yeah, don't slow down.
And they actually did it like when it was a big deal when Fast and the Furious did that a few years ago.
They
I
did
guess
it through 2 buildings.
Oh, okay.
Drove through 2 buildings. Yeah. That's where it's different.
Right. Okay, so also a favorite line is when he's like, I could really use a horn right now. And Danny Glover's like, ah! It's like, oh, this movie fucking rocks.
I'm getting too horned for this car.
So, you know, a little side note, we've got all these illegal immigrant little parallels. These people are trying to be smuggled in for a better life, avoiding
Right.
persecution. And these other
Topical.
these
Probably-
other Chinese people are trying to sell them for $35,000
And Jet Li is their enforcer.
Yeah, Jet Li's the master enforcer, and these guys try to stop him. And that's
Yeah.
what this movie's about. 1 minute.
It's definitely my favorite movie where Jet Li kicks Rene Russo in the face. I'll tell you that.
What about The
Yeah.
Incredibles?
That was all right. Maybe Shakespeare in Love kind of has an edge on this one.
If we're talking favorite lines from this movie, I love it. They don't really set up like everyone in this movie wants to start a family.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson, he's having a kid. Danny Glover, he's having a grandkid.
Chris
and
Rock,
then
he's
Danny
having
Glover
a kid.
decides to foster an entire Chinese family.
Yeah.
And my favorite line is Mel Gibson says, it smells like Chinese food. But it's not Chinese food, it's just Chinese people.
Yeah,
Wait,
it does
I
smell
didn't see
good in
that
here.
part.
Yeah.
They didn't show enough
He
shots
just
of
said
them
it smells
cooking.
like Chinese food, and it was just, they weren't even cooking or anything.
But they were cooking, but they didn't show enough shots of them cooking.
Oh, God.
So that's funny that you just.
And I believe the little Chinese boy, he pops up in every scene. He doesn't have
Oh,
like
yes,
any
yeah, with
line.
the scissors, right?
Yes,
Yeah, his
yeah,
name
the
is-
little the innocence of a child.
I wonder
with
what
the
he went
knowledge
on
of
to
scissors. Oh yeah, look him up.
Wasn't his character named Ping?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'll look it up.
What was Ping's next biggest? Was there a Lethal Weapon 5?
No.
No, this was
They
the last
almost-
one.
Was this the biggest budget movie of 1998? Because this $130 million budget then was pretty huge.
Yeah, I mean, Saving Private Ryan, I think, was only $70 million.
And I think, yeah, this movie had a budget of 140 million. It made 130 domestically, so it was pretty successful.
Yeah.
But like before CGI, like this was the recipe to make the most money at the
Yeah.
box office.
To get Mel Gibson in there.
No, you just have a cop movie that's like kind of funny.
Oh, right.
I mean, if you look at like cinema history, like the most successful movies, like what turned cinema into the big blockbuster that are, it was Jaws, it was Star Wars, Godfather had a little bit, but also like Beverly
French
Hills,
Connection.
and
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop made a ton of money. Beverly Hills
Right.
Cop was on
Yeah.
top of the box office for.
I associate that movie with synth music.
I associate that movie with the. That's probably my favorite movie, and I have the jacket that Axel Foley wears.
Oh,
The heat is
stylish.
on.
Yeah, that
That
scene
song is great.
is great soundtrack.
Oh, my God.
Can I tell you my favorite part of this movie was like the number of scenes where they were just like in a gun battle, but it's like a full blown like half a page of dialogue.
Yeah.
It's like at any point, like the conversation could just end with like one of them getting their heads blown off, but they're
Right.
like joking about like, you know, fucking each other's parents or like not really, but
Sure, yeah.
you get what I'm saying. They're like
Yeah.
joking around.
Your mom knows what my penises taste like. You're gonna be a grandfather.
Oh, yeah. I only watched a few clips from that were on YouTube, but so
What
it's
clips were on YouTube?
the freeway chase.
That was good.
That's a good
one. The guy with the flamethrower. They had some of this. They had the scene with Joe Pesci and Chris Rock where they were
fuck you with
complaining
the cell
about.
phone. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, that
What was
kind
it-
of seemed like a bit, didn't it? Like he was doing like Chris Rock was doing like the rotary phone with his grandma. And it seemed like stand-up.
phone.
Yeah.
You do this.
Now I gotta start over. Yeah. That was my Pesci again. I can't find Ping. I can find Ping's father, Ping's mother, but
Ping Senior.
And introducing
Ping.
Ping's. Oh, that sounds like a panda. Oh.
Whoa.
You know, I don't want
Are
to
you
say
an
somebody else's-
action comedy from the year 1998? Because you're a tad racist.
Yeah.
Did we had an episode a few weeks ago where you admitted to being racist, didn't you?
No.
Really?
Oh, that was just hanging out privately. Sorry.
Yeah. That was the premium episode.
What was the Chris Rock story that you wanted to?
Oh, this is great. Okay, so like his character was originally written to be a gay cop, but very early into filming, they found out that that would obviously not work. So they rewrote his character and rewrote all of his scenes so he would be married to his daughter. That in fact, you can look and see there's like no dialogue between those two characters.
Oh wow.
There's just like that fire scene where he just kind of gives her the eyes and they make eyes. So I just find it so funny that like I feel like Chris Rock just didn't want to play a gay cop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, there were some scenes where he was gay, you know, like
Yeah, a lot
Were
of
there?
homophobia where it was like the confusion of is this guy your son-in-law or does he want to fuck you?
yeah, there was like a whole scene where Danny Glover's like, I think this guy's trying to sleep with me.
Yeah.
Which, like, if it is your eventual son-in-law, that should probably be like sewn up.
Yeah.
Don't introduce that idea and just let it stay there.
Yeah. And like, okay, so like, here's the scene. They're like in the car, and like, Chris Rock, you know, the fire just happened. He's like,
Yeah.
I know this is probably not a. Bless you. I know this is probably not a good time, but I think you should know. Danny Glover cuts him off. He's like, "Oh, I think I already know." So that's how the confusion happens.
Wow. So that was an early draft of the script?
No, that was in the movie.
No, I know, but was that like left in there?
Right. It could just be like a little bit of a leftover.
Jesus Christ.
You're right, bad boy.
I'm getting too allergic for this shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but man.
This is pollen, you know?
Yeah, something like that.
Some pollen count?
Sorry, and I'm not really holding my end up because I'm still looking for Ping.
The search for Lethal Weapon
search for
5, the
Ping.
search for Ping.
You know, it wasn't Chew or Lee, right? It was
No,
definitely
it's Ping because Ping's father is credited.
Oh, here we go. Ping.
Ping.
Stephen Lamb. He's a cinematographer now.
Whoa, what
What'd
did
he
he shot?
All right, here. He
I would have
Did
thought he
a-
would have been an editor with the way he handled those scissors.
sketch juice. I'm sorry, that hit me like 5 seconds later.
Juice.
Yeah, it's a TV series from 2014. That is a comedy.
Do you think he went around
Sketch
on the
Juice.
set of Sketch Juice being like, I was Ping, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I know a
You'd be
bit
the
about.
best child actor.
Yeah. I was Ping. Yeah.
Oh yeah, me and Chris go way back.
I knew him when he was gay in the movie.
Yeah, he did sleep with Danny Glover.
Yeah.
This movie.
When Jet Li kicked Renee, 2 takes.
How much would it suck to be a background extra in a chase where their job is just to push you like you're the
Oh my God, I would
Let's
do that
ask
in a
Steve
second.
Whalen.
like I would hate to like 15 takes of just getting shoved in like a chase scene.
Oh,
No, but
yeah.
if you get shoved, you get $500.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get like over triple the money if you have any sort of interaction with a real actor.
Love it.
Like it is so funny, like on the films that you see where they keep the extras, like actors have their trailers and the extras like they're kept in a basement. You're allowed
Yeah.
to, if you're even a PA, you're allowed to just hit them with sticks. It's not bad.
You can do whatever you want.
earn that day rate.
Yeah, man.
So
So what did you want to talk about, Matt?
let me
How about that
reference.
freeway chase, huh?
Oh, but that's the
Yeah,
only thing I
man.
remembered. Like I knew I'd seen it before because I remember it's like the classic. You know, they're fighting inside a
Inside of
home, a mobile
A
home.
mobile home. Yeah, basically like a display home on
Right.
a truck.
Iconic.
And
then-
like, what's more exciting about being a normal person? Like, there's no better moment than seeing a wide load trailer, and they
Right.
managed to translate that magic to the silver screen.
I know what those are.
What's the best part about driving on a highway? Seeing one of those and taking a piss.
Man, they got to do an action movie where people are pissing while fighting. That would be insane.
just like
Yeah.
karate moves, and
Yeah.
they're like blocking and chopping. I could see Jackie
and
Chan
then wiggling after. Yeah.
Jackie Chan was offered the Jet Li's part in this movie,
Right.
but he doesn't play the villain.
Yeah, he
Oh,
never
that's
does
right.
a villain.
Yeah.
Can we go back to them peeing real fast? I picture them also like advancing, doing like a little advanced step and moving urinals.
Yeah.
That's great. Anyway,
And then, like, right after the fight's done, flushing. That's a good note.
one
to
of them
end on.
doesn't wash their hands.
Yeah.
And
Hey, come on.
He loses.
Then they get back to.
Do you wash your hands after peeing?
Not every time.
I never do. It sucks when like you're in the bathroom with a coworker and then you have to wash your hands because you don't want them thinking you got pee-pee hands.
What is it?
Why do you pee on your hands when you
No.
pee?
But I don't want to. Otherwise, I'd have to explain to these people. It's just like, yeah, I consider the penis the cleanest part of my body.
I mean, I do a little rinse. I don't use like soap, but I do rinse and then like I dry on my pants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do that move.
Classic.
Or you do do you do that move where you rinse and then you just tap your hands on the towel?
Oh, I've
It's
done
fun.
that.
I hate hand dryers though. Hand dryers are
They're
terrible.
not great.
Too loud.
Too loud. Yeah.
What are you, a dog?
Yeah.
What are you? Just a bunch of hot air? Get out of here. Yeah.
I feel like I'm hanging out with Rush Limbaugh.
Do you ever do that move where you do the urinal and you rest your forearm and head against the wall?
Oh,
No.
like you've had a day.
yeah.
Like you've had a day and you're just draining it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've done that probably.
If you're that drained, why don't you just piss sitting down? It's fine.
Sitting
of my-
down in a urinal? Come on.
If you're that emotionally exhausted, you're taking the physicality of an Arthur Miller character to your pissing. Just
Yeah.
sit down a little bit.
My friend saw Bruce Willis in a bar once, and in the bathroom, he said that he took a piss in the urinal, and then he did like a karate kick to the handle to flush it.
What a story. Oh, God. If
What
that's
bar
a
was
regular...
it?
This was in Connecticut.
What's
Yeah.
he doing over there?
I have no idea, man.
You have any good celebrity sightings?
He like whispers to your friend like as he leaves, like nobody will believe you.
Oh, I know. I have another good secondhand one.
I like a second.
Yeah, secondhand ones.
Those
are-
ones are better.
My friend saw Harrison Ford in a Gap once, and he went up to him. And this guy's a real nerd too. And he went up to him. Harrison was just like looking at a bunch of sweaters, and he stood right next to him, but didn't like not facing him, just like both facing forward. And he said, "I don't want to bother you, but I just want to say that you're a huge influence on me, and so many of the movies that you're doing have made me want to become a filmmaker, and so I just wanted to let you know that. And Harrison Ford just goes,
What do you do to that? Where are you
just
take
walk
that?
away, back away into the bushes, man. Like the Homer meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, do you have any good celeb stories?
Let's see here. I just mic'd The Miz.
Oh, the Miz
Yeah,
is the man.
he
I
was-
love the Miz.
He came
The
into
Miz?
work, and we were all making that. The wrestler?
From Real World.
Yeah.
Sure. Mike Lawrence wrestling. Yeah.
We were all making that. Is there a Mrs. Miz joke
Nice.
at work? Yeah.
Did he fucking throw you through a wall?
No, he didn't hear us make the
Oh,
joke.
cool.
I'm very professional at work. I
Yeah.
try not to look at them in the eyes.
My best celeb story is I made a doctored gay porn picture of Bob Saget and Dave Coulier, and they were doing stand up in my town. So I just showed up with extension cords, and I said I was working on the soundboard.
Oh my god.
And they let me in, and I ended up working on the soundboard for the show. And afterwards, I gave them the photo, and they loved it. They really appreciated the
What?
gesture. Yeah.
You worked on the soundboard?
Yeah.
What?
It was like Bob Saget and Dave Coulier at the Masonic Temple in Detroit in like 2004.
Uh-huh.
So I brought them that. They loved it. Unfortunately, I lost the photo, but I'm like, I think it was the first stand-up show I'd ever seen.
Oh man.
And they spent each of them called John Stamos as part of their set.
They called him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How much does it suck to be John Stamos getting called like
He doesn't have my sympathy.
24 times every fucking weekend?
What else is he fucking
touring?
doing?
He's in yogurt ads. He's like the go-to hot guy now.
Yeah.
And he's had that position for 3 decades because like the best position to be in is a 90s celebrity. Like you get to maintain your station forever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unless you're Mel Gibson.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Don't say anything about the Jews. They're a very vindictive people.
I love what you said earlier now even
What's
more.
that?
When
That Jews.
No, you said that Joel is just a collection of short
You
stories.
really are. He's a walking collection of Raymond Carver short stories.
Yeah, Ray Carver, he wrote that bit about giving Gallagher a scat film. I was
Did he?
trying to make a no. I was just trying to make a Ray Gallagher like.
What are some other fun homemade things you've made for celebrities?
I saw Johnny Depp at Donut Plant, and it was sad because he was
Okay.
alone eating a donut, and I
Yeah.
recognized him from all the pinky rings he had on. I saw pinky rings. I saw an American flag bandana wrapped around a leg, and I was like, "Oh, that's Johnny Depp,"
Oh, wow.
and it was Johnny Depp.
Man. I'm trying to think of celebrity encounters I've had. I can't even remember now. Fuck.
He could
Oh,
be
I
a-
saw one of the judges from MasterChef
Ooh.
backstage at a show that Claire was on, and then Claire got a photo where she piggybacked on his back. So that was fun.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah. It was the big guy with the white framed glasses. You know the guy. I think his name's Master Chef. Master Chef.
I like the idea of you being unsure of like whether you should
His
take
name's
a
Master.
photo.
Yeah.
All right, so what else we got from this movie, Joel?
I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you took
Claire
you 4
got
times.
a photo with MasterChef. That's my big takeaway. My favorite part of this movie is like it would cost $130 million, but there's like departments where they skimped so freaking hard. Like early on in the movie, you have that Gone Fishing homage, and then they cut to the shark.
Yeah.
And you know, if there's one thing people should take away from Jaws, it's don't show the shark because the shark in this looks terrible.
Yeah.
Looks as good as your shark, I would say.
My shark looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I thought they should spend more money on shark. And then if you look at the 20-minute mark of the film, there's a woman who plays a reporter who's not playing a reporter at all. Like, it's just this frumpy lady in a coat. Like, I'm gonna pull this up actually. Just so you, man, can we get audio on this?
I like so.
About how lazy you have $130 million to spend. You can't get a reporter. You can't get a shark. And I think all the movie went into all the money went into just like rewrites.
Yeah,
Probably.
a lot of screen rewrites.
Yeah, because I think that when the movie ends, the first credit is Channing Gibson. So I think
Did we confirm that person is related to Mel?
Man, there's no way that guy isn't related to Mel. Like you know you're a son of like a rich guy if you have a dipshit name like Channing.
I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't say anything about Channing. It says Channing Gibson or John Locke. So I don't know.
From Lost?
Yeah, apparently.
Or does this movie have just so many political philosophies in it they just decided to credit John Locke?
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet that's like a popular name for a lot of characters.
John Locke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just like, I can't think of a character name. Who's a famous scientist that I can
right, yeah.
make be this
that
fucking
old thing. Bill Nye. We're gonna name this character Beekman's World. As a reference to science. Wait, but what
Channing
about
Gibson and John Locke are the same person?
Yeah.
It is not Mel Gibson's son.
Apparently not.
It's someone who wants to seem like they're Mel Gibson's son.
Yeah.
Oh, he wrote Cradle to the Grave. All right, sorry, I derailed the whole fucking thing
That's
here.
okay.
Hey, we're
Wait,
still
what
here.
about that speech at the end? Mel Gibson gives a speech at the end
To the grave?
to the grave of his wife, who died in the first one. She died in the
I saw the first one when I was 3, and I only remember I thought Mel Gibson was cool because he ate dog food.
Yeah. That's a very Joel opinion.
No, like at that time in my life, like my parents had to like step up and like stop me from eating dog food.
Really?
Yeah.
Step up.
God. When was the last time you ate dog food?
I eat it a couple weeks ago, actually.
You gotta
Nikki-
see what
Nikki-
Tilly's getting. Yeah, I
Nikki
get
Wright
that.
had some for her dog when she was leaving. I decided to try it, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. God, that is. Few things gross me out, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
Eating dog food?
Yeah, that is so disgusting.
You've done so much.
I know, but that is cold, wet lumps.
No, but a lot of them, they have like a little bit of moisture in there, so they're not bad.
Absolutely no sodium, though.
It has no sodium.
Right. There's no salt in it, right? It's tasteless. It's gross. It's
No,
mush.
you taste the protein.
Ugh.
Ew.
That entire sentence sounds awful.
God.
That's what I say when I come. Taste the protein.
Have you ever been so poor that you were on like a dog food diet?
No, I've been so poor I had to steal my food, though.
Uh-huh.
So I am just like a thief by nature. How you doing? Hi. No, I am a thief by nature. So like when I was living right out of college, I decided I was going to live out of an RV
Uh-huh.
and do like the Ken Kesey thing.
Yeah.
And it just kept breaking down. I was doing a little street performing, but I was so poor, I had to steal from Ralph's. So I'd just go in, I'd put some like Cliff Bars in my boots, and I would walk out. And I got hooked. Like I've got money now, but I'll still steal whenever I can.
Oh, Joel.
What?
What are you doing?
Where are
You
your
got a nice
ethics?
place. You're going to get caught.
Come on.
Yeah, but if I get caught, like,
they're going to
It's
run your
fine.
fingerprints.
Yeah, you can't do that.
yeah, but
Yeah. I don't
You're gonna
know.
get in with some bad guys, Joel.
Yeah, for this
My
is a
gang of
gateway.
shoplifters.
Your gang is shoplifting. I don't like it at all.
I think
man.
I've talked about my Lego store grift on the pod before, right?
Yes, you definitely have.
Have I talked about the Trader Joe's grift?
Maybe.
This one's for the users to try because Trader Joe's in Union Square has no security. So if
Okay.
you go in, you just put your backpack in your cart and you put all your expensive things in your backpack.
Mm-hmm.
You put a few, like bananas and cereal not in it. And then as you're in line, you just zip up the backpack, put it around your shoulder, then you pay for the cereal and bananas, then you leave the store.
Yeah,
Yeah, it works. You get
that's a good grift.
yeah.
You know, it's a grift I would do as a kid at 7-Eleven. When this is a real fat boy grift where you get a Slurpee, you pick out some candy bars, you get a Slurpee cup, put the candy bars in the Slurpee cup, put Slurpee on top of it. Pay for the Slurpee. Fish out the candy bars. They're wrapped in plastic.
I
And
love it.
If you do like a sweet, like a sweet tart or something, you could even
Yeah.
open it up, have a little cocktail, make
Oh,
the
yeah,
poor
for
man's
sure.
boba tea.
Yeah. A bobo tea. A poor man's boba tea.
That's our sound. That's our 15-minute teaser for this one.
Oh God.
My dad was born on August 11th, so he told me that they gave away free Slurpees because of him.
That's my niece's birthday, baby.
Is your niece my dad?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this is my niece. She's 66 and a man.
Yeah, my life was rewritten by the Lethal Weapon screenwriters.
I can't decide if he's my son-in-law or my lover.
Did you like Joe Pesci's grift of stealing people's dogs and then being a dog PI?
Oh, I didn't see this clip, but
Yeah.
I like it already.
How do you feel about a person that does that?
I mean, if it's Joe Pesci, you know,
he's fun about it.
yeah. Oh, I love Joe Pesci. I
Where's
miss
the
him.
demand for him, though? Like, I don't really think he's that great.
What?
Like,
Are
he's
you
just-
insane?
He's
I
got
could
that
relive
one gear, but
Goodfellas
I've never seen
over
any
and
versatility. And
over.
it's like, in this movie especially, he feels out of place.
You got to be kidding
Because
me.
he wasn't in the original Lethal Weapon, correct?
He was in. He came on the series in 2.
Okay, he was in
And
2,
then-
he was in
yeah,
3, and now
3.
they just needed to have him.
Yeah.
Because he's what? He wants to be friends with Riggs and Murtaugh?
He started out. I think he started out as like an informant for them, and then he got brought on to like be a cop. And and he's declared an angel in this, in this one.
They paid him. They kind of brought him in late too. Like he wasn't
Yeah.
in the original draft, and they're like, "We got to give Joe Pesci $1 million for 3 weeks of work."
Yeah.
And like the movie ends on this note where it's like, I saw the like plot get resolved, and it's like, oh, there's 20 minutes left in this still, and then it's Mel Gibson talking to a gravestone. Joe Pesci approaches him and tells him, "You know what? I had a frog when I was a kid."
Yeah.
And the frog died, and the frog was my best friend, and you guys aren't froggy, but you're pretty close.
And then Mel Gibson says he's an angel to himself, not even to Joe, not even to his face. He says, "That's an angel, that guy who just talked to me about frogs."
Your wife's dead? Let me tell you about my pet.
Oh boy.
Have you seen Skyscraper yet? Either?
No,
of you?
I it came down to that.
you?
Or sorry to
Yeah.
bother you yesterday.
Well, you made the right choice, but that movie is so stupid. And I was reading a review, and the guy was trying to describe how dumb it is. Basically, there's one scene where The Rock has a monologue about duct tape in the movie, and it's just to himself. And that's how dumb this fucking movie is. Never before have I seen a movie more in need of Kevin Hart. This movie was that leap he does from the crane to the skyscraper
With
it's
one
worth-
leg?
It's with one leg. It's worth it just for that.
And I want to see
okay.
like a movie where like it doesn't use the prosthetic leg a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely it's got legs.
Oh, are you tiramisu? Because you are too much. If you could see The Rock like co-star with anyone, who would it be?
A Muppet for sure.
A neo bong.
Man,
I just have to bring up an old open micer to get Joel to laugh.
well, that guy used to hang out with my roommate.
Yeah.
So I know what that guy's like lurking in a foyer. Oh, funny you should mention bring him up. I know what he sounds like orgasming. I was going to say Jerry Seinfeld personally.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
Why are you driving so fast?
You're not gonna use your
Why
blinker?
are you driving so fast?
Jerry. Someone was bitching to me about how they think Gary Shanley didn't get the credit he deserved for being the first white guy to wear Jordans. All right, wrong crowd. Sneaker culture. No.
This was like a question I heard at work that was really good, and it was about movies. Okay,
Why are
so-
you in the women's bathroom?
Really great question.
I'm just setting up the cameras.
No, I work here. So if you could take any movie and replace any of the number of characters in it with a Muppet,
this isn't a
which
thing that
movie
happened
would
at your
you
work.
do?
Everyone did this shit on Twitter.
Did they?
Yeah.
Replace any of the characters with a Muppet?
Oh, they did that on Twitter?
Yeah, this
Oh,
was
boy.
like getting the
What is it, on
We're one
film
of them
Twitter?
Dumb topical podcasts. Yeah, you could replace any character with the Muppet
this is
or
a
all of them.
1998 theme podcast. What's Twitter?
Let's see. I guess.
Because I thought it would be great to do The Departed and then do both of the moles as the Muppets.
I mean, the obvious answer is Schindler's List.
That's good.
That'd be good.
That's good.
Liam Neeson. Just
Liam
imagine,
Neeson's
like,
the only person and the rest are all Muppets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
walking around like that.
Even the bad guy is
In
like a
between
bad
scenes.
Muppet.
like just a scene in the shower of like Muppets getting gas would be so fun.
they like do a dramatic death.
That'd be
God.
pretty good.
Oh boy.
Which Muppet is red for the ending?
Oh, Elmo.
Yeah. I
I
guess
don't know.
Elmo would survive. Was that insensitive to your
Yeah, it
heritage?
was. It was insensitive. Yeah.
Man, I just lost
Maybe the Dark Knight, Alfred. One thing that I was talking about that I thought was funny is how in every Dark Knight movie, Michael Caine makes a speech to Bruce Wayne, and he starts the speech from across the room and walks over. He's like, "A few years ago," and he's like walking over, and then he times it perfectly where the very end of the speech he's like face to face with Bruce Wayne for an important lesson about the Joker, and like right in his face.
Man,
So
do you think
that'd
Tom-
be funny with a Muppet? I
Yeah,
think.
Dark
A
Knight
great man
Rises
once
is
said-
underrated. Like that Bane voice really has withstood the test of
got
time.
legs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like if that's your legacy, that's enough.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
top 10 bit to do with a coffee mug
Oh yeah.
for sure.
What do you do?
The
with
Bane voice. If you talk into it, it helps you do the voice.
Well, I think it's definitely. I remember there were a few bits that year that involved that.
They've all
For
been
sure.
done, but it's
Yeah.
just fun to do when you're.
And like Dark Knight Rises, I had a great theatrical experience. I went to the old Ziegfeld.
Oh,
and
shit.
I was that was the best theater in New York. I miss it so much.
Yeah.
So
I was a
you'd say-
mover. I got paid $350 cash beforehand. I lost my wallet, and one of those African guys selling purses, he returned the wallet to me.
Oh,
Nice.
A lot of people, they didn't have such a good time seeing the Dark Knight Rises.
see where
in
this
theater.
is going.
I used to work by the Ziegfeld and at this job that I really didn't give a shit about. And one time I took a 2.5-hour lunch break to see The Great Gatsby there.
Nick, where have you been?
He came back as the Great Gatsby. Oh, good chum. How are you? Just a leisurely lunch on the croquet course.
They just took forever with the check.
Good time.
The best part about my favorite thing I did when I had a job I didn't like, I worked another job on the clock.
Really?
Yeah, I got a telecommute job, and I outwardly.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, I was working at West Elm, and I announced that I'd taken another job, and they were less than enthused, but I still did it. So they stopped me from doing it, but I would find hiding places.
You would take a shit and fucking telecommute.
When you go on like bike rides on your lunch break, wasn't there something? I remember you did like a stand-up bit about it, and they'd be like, "Why are you so sweaty?"
Yeah, I would go and I would do push-ups on my lunch break when I worked at Chelsea
yeah.
Market.
Yeah.
And one time, like a couple, they came and they like took wedding photos, and they didn't realize I was there. So I'm sure, like I'm in the background, just laying on the ground.
That's great.
All right, so we're coming up on time. Do you guys?
We are?
Yeah. Do you guys want to loop back for any final thoughts about Lethal Weapon 4?
It's weird at the ending where like Rene Russo is giving birth to a baby, I presume, and
No, it's a gun.
baby's first gun. And like they pull this rabbi in to marry them, and they spend like 2 minutes establishing that the wedding isn't legally binding. What does that add at all?
Right.
Like, we're gonna make you watch this scene. We want you to know that it's bullshit.
Yep. Joe Pesci's gonna steal a cup from a nice old black man.
And and Joe Pesci, he drops a non-ironic talk to the hand.
Whatever. Is there what are like some of the big trends you see in 1998 movies so far of the ones you've watched? Is there any kind of like, is talk to the hand big, or is there anything like, you know?
I think they generally hate gay people.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of commentary on like cell phones.
Yeah, they're a little curious about cell phones. They're like a 2-year-old with an iPad. They just want to know what they are. They want
Right.
to establish them.
Yeah. Trying to think if there's any other overarching themes we're seeing. Just a lot of homophobia. And then, like, I thought it was cool, like, in this movie, how they had, like, the gun control anti-NRA posters in the police station.
But they were vandalized to
Oh,
be
I-
like pro-gun posters.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting, because there was some controversy surrounding them.
And like 1998, like there's kind of a lack of craft for that year.
Yeah.
Like that's before like
Yeah, here I thought it was just this contradictory little poster. I was like, oh, that's great. It's like a movie all about violence with like a little bit of a subliminal messaging.
yeah, in like 1998 and Lethal Weapon and for 4 in particular, I think it is evident of like the Hollywood machine at the peak of its success.
Yeah.
Because this movie, there was no script really.
They didn't
came
have
up
it
with
finished when they started shooting it.
Yeah, and they rewrote it all the time. There's 10 writers, but basically they just gave Mel Gibson a ton of money, and his star carried it.
Yeah.
Is this a top 5 Mel Gibson movie for you guys?
Yeah.
I'm not high on Mel Gibson.
Yeah, but if you had to rate top 5, if you have to rank top 5 of his movies.
I don't know if there's a Mel Gibson movie I like.
You didn't like Bird on a Wire?
Road Warrior?
Mad Max?
I've never seen Mad Max.
What about Bird on a Wire?
I don't know what that is.
That's him and Goldie Hawn.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah. It's really good.
What else is he in?
What does he make?
The Man Without a Face.
Okay, I do. I do like
Get
that.
this. No face, this guy.
Ooh,
Payback's okay. Get Carter.
Oh, yeah. Wait, that's not him. That's Stallone.
I mix them up.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Anyway.
All right, hold on. I'll let you guys know my favorite Mel Gibson.
What was your
movie.
favorite movie of 98?
Oh.
Can't hardly wait.
Really?
Yeah, that
Mine-
movie's a classic.
We haven't watched it yet, but The Big Lebowski.
Nice.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if we
Out
did.
of Sight would
Oh,
be mine.
shit.
Ooh. You should come back for that.
I will.
What women want.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. That was fun.
That one has one of the funniest out of context scenes where he's in the room with Helen Hunt and he like hears her thoughts, and in her mind she's like don't look at his crotch, and then she goes and then she like turns around, she's like I looked at it, like her, you hear her thoughts, and he's like laughing on the couch, and she's like don't look at his crotch again, and she goes, but if we didn't hear her thoughts, it would be like the weirdest scene where she's just going
Oh man,
That's my favorite thing.
you'd think there'd be more cursing in their thoughts.
You would think
Yeah.
fucking the Jews in Hollywood gotta sanitize everything.
Did you guys have anything else left for Lethal Weapon 4? All I had was like, this was like, you know, out of all these, like, you know, it's a good sequel to Police Academy 3.
What?
Tried to really force that one.
I like the idea that they're so dangerous they get promoted, which is like, they make fun of Danny Glover for being out of shape, but he's the most jacked person in this movie.
Yeah, they didn't let him take his shirt off in like the earlier movies because he looked too good for being so old.
Oh shit! You know what else I wanted to point out? There's when they get the sight on them with the laser, they make a laser eye surgery reference. Is that the first LASIK reference in the history of cinema?
Ooh, probably.
Yeah,
Possibly.
Some of the first. All right.
man, I have the notes I took on Lethal Weapon before, and it's so hard not to scroll down and see, like, my girlfriend wrote an essay about how death changed her.
Wait, where?
That's the next one.
Oh.
Yeah, that is pretty heavy compared to what did you write in there? Like, Joe Pesci sounds funny.
Well, isn't that?
I wrote, could Danny Glover beat up any other cast member of Royal Tenenbaums?
Oh, also, Danny Glover, sweatiest actor in the history of cinema.
Oh,
I think maybe.
Yeah.
Does
one of the
Ralphie
top
May
guys.
count as an actor?
No.
Not anymore.
Have you seen Danny Glover in Predator 2? I mean, that guy is sweaty. I mean, you get wet just from watching.
I get wet.
Yeah, you get wet.
Oh, you got me.
I got you. I'm getting to
Pod for
this
cast.
cast.
Yeah. do you have anything you want to plug or?
What do I want to plug? When is this gonna be out? Tuesday. All right. I got a show at Union Hall on August 14th called The Triplets of Comedy with Sandy Honig and Stavros.
What time is that at?
That should be at 8:00.
Cool.
And then also you can see me in The Sopranos. The Sopranos the play at the Brick Theater on September 28th, and that should be at 9:30 p.m.
I'll be there.
I want to go to that.
I'll be doing warm up for it.
Yeah, you might actually.
I'm gonna be roasting us lasagna. People are really excited about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Joel?
Yeah, what up? You can come to my house, 32 Star. Oh, I still haven't been paid by that production company, so if anyone out there would like to email mixedmediaproductions@gmail.com, they owe me $1,800 that I have yet to see.
Jesus Christ.
I will be doing some shows in L.A. on the 13th and 14th of August. On the 13th, I will be at UCB East doing some fucking bullshit. And then on the 14th, I'll be at the Comedy Store doing some fucking bullshit. So other than that,
Come check out some bullshit.
yeah, I mean, my comedy's fine. Solid B+.
Ooh. And then, follow the podcast at 20-Year-Old Movie Everything, and if you want to hear me on another podcast at Sit Down Pod, the Sit Down with Mike Racine.
Yeah, I gave my home address. Will you give yours?
And I am at 3160 31st in Astoria. Come
I'm at
say
233
hello.
Montrose Avenue.
Not for
but
long.
Not for long.
Not for
Not
long.
for
Not for long.
Bitch.
We're doing good.
Thank you for coming on again, Nick. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Definitely the least we've talked
Yeah.
about a movie.
Yeah. But go see this movie
Yeah.
because it's fun.
Oh, and please have me back for Out of Sight. I'd
Yeah.
love to do that.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
We should have him and Renan on, and then we don't even need to do it.
Cool. All right, bye.
Bye.